Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Aftermath. Today we will be talking about Apocalypse 9 post-op, upcoming events, and much more. Today's episode is sponsored by Skirmesh Systems.
Man, that was terrible.
I tried.
They paid me to say that. But,
Yeah, okay.
So, Paul, you want to talk about Downfall off the bat, right? Just so we can
Yeah, just in
promote that.
case. I mean, I know videos are long and no one watches the whole thing, so I'm going to throw that out there right now. But yeah, Downfall 11 will be at EMR Event Park, May 3rd through the 4th. Star Wars weekend again. For those of you who like Star Wars, I know I do. In fact, I wear Star Wars shirts like 8 days a week. But yeah, so Downfall 11, we have the band As If coming again for Saturday night. They'll be performing for 3 hours. They do 90s. Someone's phone, Greg, was going off. You said about phones, it was your phone.
And then yours went off immediately after.
That's because it was probably the same message thing that went back and forth there. But yeah, so we're going to have the band As If there.
Woo!
They're performing for 3 hours again. We had them last year. It was a blast.
In the rain.
Hopefully not in the rain. There was crowd surfing and stuff involved. Nico was there.
I was there.
So you were there. But yeah, Downfall 11. We already have over 100 tickets sold in 4 days. So I think it'll be a pretty good turnout. Otherworldmilsim.com. You get your tickets for more info. Yeah, coming up soon. And other events. We have Night Sky in August. That's also at EMR. Code Orange in September at Crescent Prison. And Draco in November. That is in Barnwell, South Carolina. So yeah.
So Apocalypse 9, though, that was recent.
We all were there.
Yep.
Yup.
He drove. How long did you drive to get here for this?
5 hours.
5 hours to come down for this?
Is it the same distance to the field, too?
Yeah,
This
pretty much.
Just this general area?
Yeah. There were times where I ended up fucking falling asleep on the way home too, so it's like.
Okay, well, yeah, we don't want that to happen this
no,
time.
definitely not.
Did you camp or get a hotel?
I drove right after the event back home.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you drove there, showed up, played, and then drove home.
Basically, yeah.
That's
Yeah, I can't do
crazy.
that anymore.
Yeah,
like
same.
the one time we went to an
Crazy
event in
how I do
Canada where it was a 24-hour game, plus you're up for all those hours before and stuff. And everyone's like, we want to drive right home. It's like a 9-hour drive. Within like a half an hour, I was driving off the road into like the woods.
Damn.
So I was like, I'm never ever driving home after the event ever again.
Every time my friend and I did that, he'd be like, "Yeah, man, like I'll stay up, we'll rotate," and then we start driving. He's like,
Oh yeah.
"Alright, buddy."
Oh yeah. All my every time that happens, my Chewbacca is always sleeping. Every single time.
What team were we all on? Tan?
No.
Oh no, yeah, you.
I was Federation.
You were the only one.
Oh, okay.
Traitor!
Which team won though?
Tan.
Yeah.
Patriots. I think it's the first time the team I was on ever won.
We haven't won since Night Sky Day 8, honestly. I think we lost at South Carolina at what was it, Draco? You guys
Yeah.
won?
I was on Federation then.
Longer than that? Oh boy.
Yeah, it's been a little. The Patriots are on a win streak.
Yep.
Here for they definitely won Code Orange and Draco last year and Apocalypse last year. I don't remember.
Year before. Was
Did they win Did they win Night Sky too? Last
We
year.
won at Night Sky, I think.
I think it was a close game, but I
Yeah.
think the Federation won at Night
Because
Sky
it was
last
raining
year.
that day, and then eventually some people backed out to wait for the rain to go away, and I
Well,
stayed
Night
up.
Sky always. It's so
Nice.
weird at Night Sky is like the food break, which is like the game starts at 12. By 12:30, everyone's out for like eating. And it's like it lasts till 5. So whatever team stays on the field the longest for that first 5 hours usually wins Night Sky.
Do you guys all always play the same team at his events?
I do.
Typically.
I have the
okay.
Federation logo tattooed on my back, too. so.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah,
Okay, I
that's
heard
me.
about
you.
that.
Yeah, like-
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, if anyone doesn't know that, he asked me if it was okay to get a Federation tattoo on his back, and he did.
It was extremely
So-
painful, too.
Oh yeah.
We have a couple people. Nico has you have the jackal head tattooed.
Look at that.
Yeah, come show it. Come show the. There,
Look at this baby. You know what? It's great. It's an amazing symbol right here. You know, gotta love it.
That's why I
But yeah,
get my
to
touched
your-
up a little bit.
To your question, Nate, our team mostly sticks to Federation with the
Okay.
exception of Downfall. That is
Gotcha.
our one time where we like to run Patriots so that we can do street gear with the silliest Hawaiian shirts that we can find.
Hell yeah.
I usually just go depending on like of all the friend groups that I play with, whoever is there with the most people on whatever team, I'll be like, oh, what color are you guys running? Or I think one time the teams were unbalanced, and you're like, oh, can you guys switch? And then we'll switch for that. But I've been both teams.
I know, like, when I played Airsoft with our team, Deathwatch, many moons ago, we always played, which was the alpha team, which was always green, because we were always the underdogs. Like, these other event producers and stuff would allow their games to be super lopsided, because when multicam first became a thing, everyone wore multicam. So, like, you'd go to a game where it'd be 150. We were at Black Sheep games where it was like 150 on 30. And they would let the game go like that. But we enjoyed, like, fuck it, let us be the underdogs. That means we have a lot more people to shoot at. Mm-hmm. And it's like, when we do win, it's going to be amazing because we know we were the underdogs.
Yeah, when I first started playing, I flocked the multicam. It's just like, it seems like that's just what you do. You get camo, you get multicam.
So you were a multi-glamour?
Yeah, I was. Now I want to get rid of all of it. I like Desert Tiger Stripe for tan and Woodland for green.
I'm gonna try. I mean, I like Tropic Multicam. Yeah. I do enjoy Tropic Multicam.
That blends very well.
Heck, I got Tropic Multicam because of you when we went to that one event.
That does so well
the hospital event. Yeah, we all ran with you guys for Deathwatch, and you were all wearing Tropic Multicam. So I had to get full kit for that.
I think it's one of the better camos that works in a couple different situations.
Oh, hands down,
especially in Pennsylvania with how green Pennsylvania
it is. Like and it does match green. Like it is the green.
Like if you're not going to go with Woodland, that Tropic Multicam.
Isn't that weird? It's Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Well, up Northeast America, and it's like tropic camouflage, and you're like, okay, it works. Whatever.
If I can say my piece here, I think New York, upstate New York especially, I think it's more of like a multicam tan up there because I see a lot more tan out there than.
Well, maybe this time of the year.
Sometimes it just blends very well. I've seen pictures and it's like the person just sitting there blends so well in the environment depending on the season in multicam.
Well, that's like in Canada, their CAD Pat is what they wear. That camo is like perfect up there.
Exactly.
Because it is like a kind of a neon green sometimes up there with like their environment. So,
do you guys have any like highlights from Apocalypse 9, like moments that you remember?
I remember trudging through the mush a couple times.
Oh, really?
That was great.
well, one thing there's a couple things I remember. E-Town, I just found out that you're the guy that gave me like paper towels when I got shot in the face at the prison. So I always say about the mask that I wear, my nose being exposed. I got shot and it was bleeding pretty bad. So same mask at Apocalypse 9. I was bleeding really bad from my face again, but it's because I ran into a tree branch. And it actually I ran into it, pressed down my mask and cut my next to my nose and my bottom lip. And at this time I was like, well, at least I didn't get shot, and it's not needing a better mask for that.
The one event I went to is not from his event, but the one event I went to, I was down, and someone was trying to drag my arm to revive me, and one of the smaller branches went up my nostril.
Oh,
yeah, that was painful. So that was my moment.
One moment for me was having to change tops 3 times because the weather kept going like this.
Yep.
It was hot, sunny, cold, wet,
Should have been there for us setting up on Friday morning. It felt like it was like negative 50 degrees. We were freezing in that wind.
I wore the wrong layers at the wrong time. It was chilly to get there, but I always try and suck it up because I know that I'll take the layer off. So I ditched the one and I was freezing, but I kept the long john pants on. Mm-hmm. But then as soon as I started moving, I ended up ditching the long john pants, but wish I had them on for night because then it cooled. It was so unorganized.
I usually have an Under Armour on my legs and my torso every time it gets cold out, and I just deal with it.
Yeah, that's where I goofed up with not bringing a thermal top, but I did bring the Under Armour long johns.
Yep.
Having them on for the whole day was perfect. They're compression too,
okay.
And my legs never really fatigued or anything. But I had started off with a multicam black top, just that with a plate carrier, and then it started to get wet and windy and cold, so I took that off, put my OD green windbreaker on, and I wore that for the majority of the day. But even there was times where it was getting hot, where I'm like, all right, I'll just take this off and run my black t-shirt, because it was getting that warm, and then as soon as I'm thinking about it, the sun would go away and the rain would start coming down again. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to leave this on.
Yeah.
I do want to, since we're talking about warmth, I want to bring up that Greg sent me a link to this $20-some Amazon negative 20 degree red jacket. And I was like, I'll buy 2 for me and Greg, thinking that they're, if they work good, we'll get them for everybody. And then it's we're looking at the temperatures before. I'm like, I'm not buying anymore. It's 60 to 70 degrees every day. It's going to be perfect. Well, you think over the years we would have learned our lesson at skirmish.
That's why I
Don't-
sent you the link.
Yeah, don't ever think it's going to be warm. But with that being said, those jackets are like the warmest. They've saved me. Everyone else was cold. I was like warm the whole time, and that.
Yeah, my OD Green windbreaker, I got that from Walmart for like $35 like a year and a half ago when I was in Bristol, Tennessee at Bristol Raceway for an event. I got that because I didn't have any rain gear with me. It was going to rain the next day. So I got that, and I've had it since, and I was like, oh, cool, it's OD Green. I'm on the green side. This is great.
That's what I want to get is some type of rain gear because I don't have anything well, I do have a really good woodland, like military issue rain jacket, but I don't have anything for tan. But I haven't gotten stuck in the rain yet, just like some drizzling.
I have a blue poncho I got from Walmart.
Frog Togs?
Yeah.
Frog Togs is like the Amazon brand. That's what I thought I would get because they have all kinds of colors.
Unfortunately, there's nice tan range windbreaker style jackets available at Jackal Tactical.
Oh
I
yeah.
think Paul here might have
Plug.
seen me in that poncho. Nice guy, I think. That's the
Be
first
honest
time
with you, I don't remember anyone because everyone's in camouflage.
Wearing a
enough.
mask.
Fair enough.
Like actually, I'm always like I never see Nate. Nate's like I talked to you. I'm like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I have a story from Apocalypse 9. I want to know what you guys would do in this situation. So my friend and I were, like, our team was getting flanked, so we ended up pushing the boundary to try and flank that group of people shooting our team. And we were, like, behind the enemy team shooting our team, and I see a guy, like, on the other team walking up, and I shoot him with my pistol, and I was running towards him shooting him, and I didn't know, but I hit him, it was like a gun hit. So now, as I'm running, shooting, we're like face to face. His dead rag was like partially out too, so like I didn't want to chance it, so that's why I started shooting at him. So his dead rag's like kind of sticking out. I shoot him in the gun, and now we're like standing face to face, and I was like, "Did I shoot you?" And he was like, "Oh, it was a gun hit." So now we're both standing there. Our team's like shooting it out like kind of off in the distance. And I was like, I don't want to shoot you point blank. He's like, yeah. And I was like, well, I appreciate that. I was like, well, what do we do? He's like, I don't know. And we're just like standing there talking, and like our team's kind of like, I don't want him to turn around and see one on each team talking and then shoot both of us. So I was like, do you just want to go our separate ways? He's like, yeah. And then we both just part ways, and that's when I ran into the tree. I ran away. But like, I don't know what else to do.
The moral of this story: don't be the good guy.
Yeah. I guess I could have just like shot him in the foot or something.
As
No,
you
that's
turned
at night. That's at night.
Turn around, then just boom.
Yeah,
Back of the
I
head.
thought he was gonna do that to me. That's why I was running so fast. But
I would honestly, that's how I would handle it. I'd be like, look, if we both don't know who hit who or whatever, let's just part ways. We'll go back,
Yeah.
30 yards or whatever, get in cover and start over. Like
It creates less drama, honestly.
you're such a nice guy. I thought it was hilarious.
Meanwhile, I just dropped a
usually make
frag.
People do back to back 10 paces with a pistol. I did it at
What if
Night
I don't
Sky
carry a
last year.
pistol?
What's that?
What if I don't carry a pistol?
Borrow one of your teammates.
What if I have no friends?
Go home.
Okay.
Just go
Have your mom come pick you up.
on the field. I
Sword
know
fight with sticks. Honorable duel.
one cool moment that I have two cool moments. One time we were attacking Small Town, trying to get it back from the Patriots, and we worked our way up against it because they were pretty dug in those buildings there, and we were pushing. Yes, like you guys were with us when we were pushing that.
Yeah, I think so.
pushing that objective, and we got up towards them, and I got around towards like the outside. Like the boundaries on the backside were most of you guys were. And I was coming
Yeah,
up
we
to one
pushed out
side.
right.
I noticed one of our sniper teams worked their way down and in, and we're starting to get a couple of the guys that were keeping us pinned. And then I pushed up and in, and I could see that everyone was just in that main complex there. I was just within grenade range, so I threw that grenade and went right down, right in the middle, and blasted like 6 guys. I was like,
And they all called it?
yes, they all called because they also knew they were completely surrounded.
I mean, Alamo was pretty brutal too. So
Oh, that
Alamo
was a crazy battle.
Yeah, it was.
That
The Alamo was
fight
the thing that flipped the
insane.
most on the map.
Yeah.
So the Alamo was like this. It's like whoever had the Alamo was the most successful at that time.
Spicy.
On the
We
map.
had that big fight after that whole everything going on, and like everyone just went in on it at the same time, and that battle was insane.
We held it for like maybe 15 minutes long during like the evening. It was me, 4 other guys. There was 2 other medics in that group, and then we got lucky that we had medics in the first because the Patriots, you guys kept throwing grenades at us on top of the building. We just kept ducking, try to duck because we're all surrounded in that one building in Alamo.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Yeah, we were fighting hard. Our gunner kept getting hit, so I had like 4 medic tourniquets on because I was medic for Havoc.
Okay.
So I med him like 4 times, hitting all down. I'm like, you're important. Come back to life. You're important.
I was in a building one time and someone on another squad, because how is it the snipers can revive other squads, but they can't be revived?
No, they can. Sniper and spotter can revive each other, but can't revive other squads. Only a medic could revive them. Other than
Oh, a
that.
medic. Okay, so someone needed a tourniquet, and did I break the rules then? Because I gave someone a tourniquet.
No, you can give your tourniquet away.
Oh, okay,
You just
okay.
can't be the one to medic him. The
gotcha.
medic would have to be.
Okay, so
the one to medic
this
him.
guy was out, and he's like, "Do you have a tourniquet?" And I was thinking like, "Oh man, I only have one." I was like, but then I remembered that I have like 20 from all your events. So I ended up giving it to him. He's like, "Thanks, I'll put it to good use." And I don't know whatever happened, like if he ended up getting revived and dying, but I imagine him getting medicked and then just walking out the building and getting shot
Immediately.
But I have so many tourniquets that
Well, you're supposed to only use one per game.
Well, no, like
Cheater.
no, I gave the only one I had away.
Okay.
So then the other ones, I
Then
didn't
he's
have.
a cheater.
Well,
I keep losing tourniquets every event I go to. I get so pissed off.
That sucks, man. That's why you gotta protect it.
Need a better
I
pouch.
bought a new pouch from Amazon that goes on my.
I'll tell you
pager,
what-
That goes especially for my boot blouses and my tourniquets to keep in there to keep it more safe. I guess.
One thing with people, like, I know this game we had a lot of new people at our events. We also had a lot of, which was weird, first Milsim game and first time playing Airsoft, which is crazy. I think there was a whole squad of like 5 or 6 guys. It was not only their first event, but their first time ever playing Airsoft. So we did have when things were called in to me about people cheating from the staff, the number one thing was medicing people.
oh yeah. So the one ref, what is his name? Phantom.
Yeah, man.
I've revived my spotter, and he asked like who revived him, and I was like, I did. Like he's my spotter. Like is that wrong? And he's like, no, I was just checking. So
Yeah.
they
Well, it's
do-
because we got pretty strict with it because it became a huge problem. Like, it was like every half an hour, hey, we've got another non-medic medicing somebody. You know, I'm glad that they're medicing, but it's like it has to be the medic. I mean, that's the purpose of a medic. Protect your medic. You know, that's why we try to do it that way. You know,
It's
but
the realism that counts, honestly.
so I mean, but with that being said, I mean we did have a lot of, I mean, when we asked if it was your first time, I mean, it was a lot. I mean, I bet you we had at least 100 to 150 players this game. It was our first time ever at one of our
That's
events.
crazy.
That's insane.
So, and I recognize, like, when people register, I don't know them, everyone by name, but I recognize names a lot, you know? And it's like, there were a lot of, like, unique names that I've never seen
Well,
before.
it's on the squads to like have their dedicated medic, right?
There is, and the thing is, we used to provide medic patches, but then it's like, we're already giving so
tourniquets.
much away with the tourniquet, the event patch, the skirmish band, everything like that. I can't keep just giving stuff away, and it's like, it became such a problem. It's like, it's a $5 patch. You provide your medics. Most teams, I'm sure, like you probably have guys that usually play medic for you guys, right? So it's like, most teams have medics, but it's like, it's just one of them things, right? I think the main thing was just a lot of new guys. I think that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that the majority of the people that were medicing that shouldn't have been were new players to our events.
I know we brought 4 people to their first ever Milsim, and they were playing Airsoft for years at just local fields, and they loved it. And we
Good.
got 2 of them to buy helicopter tickets too.
Nice.
Oh yeah, everyone that did the helicopter. I mean, nothing but positive this
Yeah,
year.
it
I
was
mean,
awesome.
I've never had negative from it, but like normally I don't hear a lot of stories. But this year, everyone was coming back and telling me about their experience.
Yeah, it's crazy. You got Blackhawk to show up. That was
Right,
pretty
exactly.
cool. How'd you manage
everyone
that
was
one?
talking about that.
Well, Russ said these people Russ. I know Russ is probably watching this. Russ is like one of the godsends to my company, but he flew helicopter for the military and stuff. He's like, there's no way. He's like, we did not summon them there with our flare or our red smoke or whatever. He's like, they probably just happened to be drilling somewhere and they flew by and seen stuff going on. They were just having some fun.
Dude, that
Yeah.
was
That was still the coolest thing. I got
It
a
was
video.
intimidating at first, though. It was.
Oh,
mean,
that
I
was
was-
the
How
red
much-
smoke.
Geeking the whole
I
time.
think it
I
had to be
bet.
the red smoke because that was right when it was.
Yeah, but What Russ said, what I was thinking too, if they really believed that, we would have had ambulances and cops there within seconds of that helicopter seeing that.
Yeah, seeing the flare go
I
off.
explain my experience here from my past experience. I was playing a local, abandoned place. My buddy was just getting a group of friends together, and then we was out in Batavia, New York. Apparently, we were playing for like an hour, and like second hour comes by, and we see a state police helicopter flying over us because there was like a restaurant right across the street from the place. So I guess someone might have called the police on us for a little bit.
I've had that happen many times with me over the years of airsoft.
I did not.
Yeah.
No.
Has anyone ever been held at gunpoint because of airsoft?
Not me.
No.
I have been face to the ground, hands behind my back,
Oh jeez.
by SWAT.
Did you have the orange tip on your rifle?
Don't remember that. Well, I'll tell the story. We talked about it. I'll tell the story real quick. When we first started playing airsoft, before fields were doing airsoft, we would find anywhere we could to play.
Any woods.
And in Lebanon, there's an area now that is covered in. It's a retirement community now. There's like hundreds of houses. But when we first started playing, there was one house in that retirement community. Like it just started, but there was woods up there we were playing at, and we played there for like 2 or 3 months straight on this like side of this mountain. And all of a sudden, this one time we're playing, here comes like 30 officers in SWAT gear with their guns. The lady in the house told them that we were marching up the mountain to rob the store on the top of the mountain.
Karen.
Wow.
So we were no longer allowed to play at that location anymore, but that was like, yeah, they like literally,
That blows.
yeah. They had.
I was playing in the woods by my house one time for a kid that lived in the neighborhood at the time for his birthday, and we all had all our airsoft guns, had orange tips on them. Some of them did, some of them didn't. Whatever. We're walking through the neighborhood, we're going to play, and then the local township cop rolls in. It's right by the train parking lot, so he rolled in the parking lot. He's like, he called us all. He could see us. He's like, "Hey guys, come here real quick." He's like, "What you guys doing? Like, you guys playing paintball or up there?" Like, "No, we're playing airsoft with plastic pellets." He's like, "You guys got iPro?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, have fun."
Yeah, we had multiple situations with the cops involved with us playing. We even had a situation the one time where we had permission to play at this place, and this off-duty cop, who would not show me his badge or anything, kept telling me, and then he put his hand on me, and it got kind of ugly, and yeah, we went back to playing there. But yeah, we had multiple situations with cops, multiple. I mean, we are in the middle of Lebanon City trying to play airsoft at different places. I mean, I guess. We played at the high school. At Lebanon High School had the woods behind it there. We played there for a while, and then kids were coming and throwing rocks at us and stuff, and then we stopped playing there.
Why would you throw a rock at someone with something that shoots a projectile?
Well, and that's what the problem was. The cops were called because we started shooting at them.
As you should.
But anyway, so and who? You did the Eclipse mission, right?
I did not this time.
Nico did.
I did.
How did you think the Eclipse mission for this game went?
It was awesome. Only thing I need to invest in is a red light because I'm stupid, and I don't
night
think
vision.
of the things before I go out. Also, having a dye mask with a shaded lens on wasn't probably the smartest thing to do.
Dude, I am gonna listen.
So
I am gonna donate Nico a clear dye lens. Because this isn't the first event that Nico came to with his dye lens.
We'll get you one of these little guys.
As long as I put that in front of me, I'd probably be all right. But
Oh, it's got
I
Velcro.
tripped
We'll
and
stick it
got
right to your
clotheslined
forehead.
so much, it was
Stick it
so
in the
bad.
hair.
But
Yeah.
or later on during that night when we were hitting the last objective, I had Dan and Greg hold me back, and they let me test out their thermals and the night vision. I got to go and walk around the woods a little bit and like look at the stars. Super neat. I don't get to do it
Superpower,
often,
right?
so when I get to do it and have the opportunity to, I take full advantage.
I will
of it.
say I was stargazing a good bit at the night game. We're just in the woods, and I was like, "Well, what do you guys want to do? We're not really getting contact." I'm like, "I don't care." Anyway, oh look, a shooting star.
For the night portion of the actual game, we got into like a big shootout at the castle. And I always do say shoot first, ask questions later. But in this situation, we like pushed the green team away towards the castle. And like, so we thought we followed them. And then we were told that they were in the castle. And we got in this big shootout. And it turns out we were just all fighting tan.
So,
But I think that happens quite
to
often.
back you up on that, first of all, I brought this just to show for funsies. This is my night gun for the night event.
Nice.
For the fact of fighting in the castle, how tight it is
Yep.
on the stairways, I was able to have this shouldered, looking down the whole time walking up the stairs. I came in from the Federation side. all the rest of our guys were getting attacked, and I just kind of ran. I kind of ran away from the rest of our guys just to get into the building, kind of wait for them. And then I could see they all got hit, but the tan didn't know I was downstairs. So I was under there for a minute, just sitting there, just waiting for someone to just come around and look out the doorway. And then I went up the stairs, and I could hear there's guys right above me. So when I was going up the stairs, I had this thing just locked the whole time sideways up the stairs. A guy rolled out from the doorway. I shot him, and then the guy behind him shot me. And I was like, I took a knee, and I looked at them, and I could see they were wearing tire stripe. I was like...
No, we were on the outskirts of the castle in the woods, and my buddy was leading us with thermal, and he'd call them out, and we got just posted up behind these big trees, and I was sniping so many people, and then our one friend, they're called the Joshes. It's Josh Sr. and Josh Jr. Josh Jr., I'm pretty sure, gave us away because his foot was sticking out of a tree. But it was funny because I would snipe one, and it's so quiet, you hear the impact, and they're like, shit. And then they shine their light in the complete opposite direction. They're just unloading, and we're just sitting there snickering like a bunch of children because they're not shooting us.
Yeah.
And then after they saw Junior's foot, I ran back. Everyone got this big shootout, and then someone in the castle was like, "Wait, are you guys tan?" And we're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh," and they were kind of mad, but it's you guys also engaged us without confirming.
Oh, I heard about that incident.
The same thing. So I don't know.
I heard about that incident from the guys that shot your buddy in the foot.
Well, yeah. So that was a situation where it all led to Federation being in the castle. We followed. So they must have ran back, and the tan in the castle took them out, because when we got there, we thought that they went into the castle, and then someone told Dan, the guy leading us, that it was Federation in the castle.
Yeah, we talked about this, I think, in one of the last video, the night vision video. I think we talked about this. It is very hard, even with using challenge words and stuff like that. To think you're not going to get friendly fired in a night portion of a game is just crazy.
Well, there's just so many squads and friend groups. There's not a legit structure. If it were just two small teams, the communication piece would be so much more valuable. But because there's so many people in different groups and not everyone's on comms.
And not only that, Command will make a challenge, design a challenge word, but it doesn't mean... Who knows, half the team, you might not have seen them for 6 hours. They might not know it, or they're not answering on their radios or whatever. So, it always happens. People that get so butthurt about getting friendly fired, listen, I get it. It sucks. It does. But the best thing you can do is, once you determine that, share some med supplies, get everyone healed back up, and
that's what I did. I got shot by them, and I shot one of their guys. There's two more in that little room, and one of them was a medic. So he medicked me, and I helped medic the other guys. So then I got back up, and I looked through, and I could see there's 4 or 5 more guys on the outskirt in the room that they were. So I was like, all right, they must be green too. And they got hit by the guys down below. So I walked next to him, and I see a guy down crouched, and he's starting to revive. I'm like, all right, cool. And then somebody on the line there, on the top up there, shine a light and just looking around, and as soon as he just swept, I could see they're all tan. And I'm like, oh, okay. Shot the medic, shot the guy he just rezzed, went low, leaned over, shot the next 2 guys, and I start just hopping next to everyone that's taking and needs their shot, and I'm just, next guy, lean down the hallway, next guy. He's pulling someone across to res him, doesn't mean I'm right there. Shot both of them. So I get all the way down the hall to the opening of the castle, and I shoot one more guy on the right, and there's 10 guys lined up, focusing down below. And I literally start here and just go pop, 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 just shooting all of them. And then there's a guy on the other side. He shot me in the back. I was like, worth it. That was so worth it.
Taking 2 or 3 to 1 is worth it every time.
If I can bring back Code Orange, the whole friendly fire situation, there was a time in that giant building. It was me and there's 2 other guys with me, because we lost half our group, I guess. We were trying to find them at the moment. One of the guys was from the Misfits team from Dylan, you think? Yep. Yeah, Dylan. He had a tag in, and I guess he was just handing us grenades like water. So he threw grenades to the doorway in one of the bigger rooms. We kept throwing grenade. They threw grenades at us, and we come to find out it was Federation we were fighting against. Yep.
Dang it.
Yeah, so I think...
As long as it's a good fight sometimes, it's worth it.
Exactly.
We're all laughing about it.
Well, what was really funny is there are guys that I shot,
and I got shot by. I was just standing with all of them. They're like, "You're green, right?" I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Holy crap! How did you get up here?" And then I was just talking with them, and then one of their medics came up, and they came up to me like, "Where's your tourniquet?" And I don't mind if someone wants to res me, but I won't say anything. Because, like, I like to have fun, obviously, but I also want to be like, yeah, go ahead and res me, and then just immediately get lit.
Yeah.
Because there's a guy right next to me that was down by me. He's like, he's not tan. So I was like, shh.
There's so
Shush,
many
hush
times,
your mouth.
whether it's
You can
day
make
or
this
night,
fun.
there's so many times where I'll like snipe someone, and then I'm just waiting, and I like wait for the medic to come, and then like I'll shoot them while they're reviving them. It's like you lure them out.
Yeah, I'll shoot the medics, too.
Or yeah, well sometimes, or I'm in that situation, and it's like the medic runs up, and I'm trying to shoot him, and like I just can't get the shot, and then it's like no, and then he medics him, and they both go like, damn it,
dang it. Yeah, and the one guy was like, he wasn't paying attention to the guy telling him that I'm green. He was like, I don't understand. He said like, I'll give you 5 seconds. I'm like, 5 seconds? You gotta get me down the stairs.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? 5 seconds? He's like, with my tourniquet. I'm like, first of all, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. Cause I'm not gonna abide by that combat staff. Like, I'm not gonna dude, no. Either way, like, I'm not gonna do that. So I just stood there, and he's like, oh, you're green. I'm like, you could have. I could have given my tourniquet. You could have rested me. Could have had some fun.
Yeah,
But
speaking about like the night play, you know, being since I handled the whole skirmish system this time and watched it, I always look forward to watching it though at nighttime, because that's when no matter who has control of what the whole game, all it takes is that 1 or 2 guys to sneak into that building and just start scanning their bands without the other team knowing it. So that's what I would do, and I wouldn't even worry about my gun. My goal is to sneak to every structure, scan without anyone knowing it, and just let my points start accumulating. And that's what I would do. But
get in, scan, and get out.
yeah, because as soon as you start shooting, then they know we should check the box.
Yep.
You know.
I'm still learning how to use the skirmish system. Honestly, I don't think I have a good record on the app itself. So there's some times like you'd say you scan it once.
Just one. Well,
It's
actually,
one little tap.
Well,
That's
it's
all
really
it takes.
nice.
Okay.
Now you can do it to be safe, but they scanned in all the bracelets that you get when you pay for your ticket
Ahead of time.
They
We scanned
them
everything
all
ahead of
in
time.
because I guess people would like not scan them in, and then it's kind of worthless.
Oh, I
And then
have.
it's our fault because they think there's.
Yeah, they blame the system, or they blame us because it's not scanning in, but they never scanned in their
Yeah,
bands.
now if you bring your own, then yeah, you still have to remember, and I just use it.
I have my own green skirmish band from another event when I first started my Milsims, and I kept it for so long. I kept using it. When I met this Otherworld Productions event, I found out to use skirmish. I'm like, this is great. I can use this band more.
All you have to do is scan at the beginning of the event, and then throughout the game, just scan when you can.
If you have your own band, you need to go into the app and you need to select our Otherworld Productions as your home field.
Okay.
And then you can always use your band even if you don't do that, but then
Yeah.
that keeps track of your personal stats if you do it that way for the event. But other than that, you just have to scan your band in either at registration or at your CP, and then you're good. And then when you see a box out there, a lot of the things people didn't realize is if you're on the tan team and your color was red on the skirmish boxes and it's red, there's nothing to scan. So people are like, oh, it ain't doing anything. Well, it's not, because you're on that red team and it's already red.
Yeah, if it's like maxed
So
out.
Federation is blue and Patriots is red. As I
Yes.
assume. Okay.
Yeah. So if you were on the Federation and you see it's red, then you scan,
Okay.
and it'll slowly start changing the lights to blue.
Yeah.
But once they're blue, there's nothing to scan.
I honestly don't even I know that there's lights, but if I'm in a building and I haven't been there in a while, I just scan it.
It's just a tap. Too many people hold. It's literally boom.
It goes
There's
beep, beep,
no,
pop,
there's
and you're good to
no,
go.
none of this. It's just tap.
Well, I heard
Rub it on.
that you.
I love it.
I also heard you can gain some what's it called, war crimes. I guess I was too afraid to scan it too long. I could get myself a war.
No,
crime.
we don't do that.
You
shit.
can't also.
I don't have
you
it
mentioned-
programmed that way.
I think you
so.
mentioned that
The other event did that, so I was.
Well, you can't take 5 people's bands and then just go to a box.
Yeah,
Like,
we
that's
had
not allowed.
we had
Right.
problems. I don't know of any at this event, but we had video of Code Orange where people had multiple bands and they were scanning in multiples. It's like that for now, and that ain't gonna be just a war crime. That's gonna be like you're blatantly cheating at the event. We don't need you there cheating. That's.
Alicia took a photo of somebody at Code Orange with an M4 blatantly using a drum mag. None of us caught it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't. That's not an argument I get with people all the time. It's like, we try our best. We can't catch every little thing. We try.
None of us caught it.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Just want to interrupt real quick. If you're still watching for a giveaway, everybody likes free shit, right? Well, Skirmesh, the sponsor of this video, is giving away a free swag bag. So if you'd be interested in that, just comment free Skirmesh in the comments, and maybe you'll have a chance to win.
I might have accidentally shot one of your refs at Code Orange. I was
Oh,
crushing.
refs get shot all the time.
Yeah, like I said, I brought it up at the rules how two apocalypses ago, we were leaving the next day for the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, and the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game, I got lit up all over my face, and we paid like $700 for this photo package. So I had to go there and get our photos with our family, all these welts all over my face.
Well, the story is, at Code Orange, I was crouching down one big building E it was, and there was a ref walking by, and the wind I took one shot of one of the Patriots, and I guess the wind kind of blew my BB into one of his neck. And I was waiting for him to leave because I didn't want to deal with the confrontation, so I just kind of walked out, went back to command, and went back in.
As staff, we've all been shot, and we've been shot where it hurts. So
I felt so bad right after that, honestly.
Yeah, I got shot more reffing at Downfall last year in Fort Hood than it was I would do playing.
Well,
Downfall.
At Code Orange and it was weird because I spent most of the time driving the U-Haul around, but when I did go in the buildings, I was shot more then than I ever was before because no one literally identifies they're shooting at. You'd walk in the building and just everyone shoots at you. Like
right.
they don't know if they're on their team, if it's their buddy, if it's a staff.
I announced myself.
So would I be like, ref coming in out of my hand, you know?
It's just like that primal instinct. I guess. If you see something you don't know, you're gonna fire at it or attack.
Or
it.
movement, we shoot it.
You know, and you want to.
It is hard. It is when
the
things.
Guys know me, and they'll. I'll be standing there and I'll feel it on my back. And I'll turn around and it's somebody I fucking know going.
Oh, like me?
When things are intense though, like if you're in a situation where it is intense and there's a lot of gunfire going on, I expect that if I come to the door, someone's probably going to shoot me. Like if I'm hearing them, get them, they're over there. Like I hear that and it's an intense fight. It's like I know that I'm probably going to take. So I'm using my hand over my face the best I can. And
would you guys wear like reflection vests, create like your own reflection
Bright
shirts?
red.
We wear red.
Well, reflection, I guess.
We wear red.
Detects it more. I guess.
I don't want to be across.
Oh, look, shiny shit.
I don't want to be a crossing guard.
Color doesn't matter. People just shoot at me.
Yeah, and I don't want to be a crossing guard.
Red is the obvious color that does not shoot, so I get it.
Red is dead.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm
Still
not
get
with
shot
panic
anyway.
and shoot.
People don't give a shit.
Like I said, shoot first, ask questions later.
Right.
Especially if you know the guy.
Well, some people might take that with a friendly fire, and like I said, people are going to take that differently and make a whole drama scene about it, and I'm not looking forward to that, honestly.
Once again, if you can't handle airsoft, don't play airsoft.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it does hurt. Friendly fire happens. Things get heated, but if you can't get over it, a little bit of a heated spat, and you got to go back and sit there for 2 hours because you're that heated, you probably shouldn't be playing at my events.
I barely play at like a local skirmishing because of all the dramas. I strictly go only to Milsim games, basically.
Yeah,
It's
I
less
think a
drama
lot of
there.
indoor fields bring that just because.
Indoor fields are tough.
Uh-huh.
I've only been to an indoor field maybe 3 or 4 times, and every time everyone there is ready to kill each other.
There's a good indoor field out in Western New York called Badcat Airsoft. There's less drama out there. I recommend that too for indoors.
I played indoor every Sunday for 3 years straight, and there were days like that, but there were a lot of days that weren't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure.
I mean, you have it at ambush too.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
well, ambush is technically an indoor field. With the amount of people that play there sometimes at one day, you are close face to face with everybody all the time, you know.
But to your point, I don't think it's just indoor fields that bring that kind of behavior.
No.
I think it's airsoft.
I think,
general.
and the reason indoor fields bring that. The reason it seems more singled out to indoor fields isn't that it's the indoor fields itself. It's that it's more close up situations.
Yeah.
And that's just what it brings. Like I said, that's why ambush. I bet you if you guys play ambush all the time now, and Nico too. I bet you guys think of every heated moment you had at ambush as probably either a castle or the cities.
Always.
Every heated moment.
It's never off in the woods.
Yours what?
Black hole.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's always the close-up situations. It's never the distance situations.
That's why I snipe, because
It's
CQB and anything close, it's too much.
Because you don't want a 10-year-old kicking your ass.
Yeah.
That's why you snipe.
Yep, I won't.
If I get
won't
shot
deny
by a
it.
10-year-old that's a rental, I'm not getting pissed. I'm like,
Yeah.
good shot, buddy.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
I think
Have
the
fun with it.
indoor
Yeah.
fields, it's too much. I shot you. No, I shot you.
Yeah.
But-
Well, I think with some, you're bringing up the 10-year-old. I think it's all of our responsibility though, is we can't single these players out. We need this game is only going to exist if we get these young people involved and make them feel like they're with us and part of us.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing I can actually credit. You guys, your team, you and Nico, you guys bring in there's all walks of life to your team. And I can appreciate that because like there's a lot of people in this industry and in airsoft that like probably have nothing else. You know what I mean? For you to bring them in and make them a team, be part of the team, that's huge. But I think that's all of our responsibility in airsoft to do that because, last year was tough in airsoft. I took a major hit. And I think it's very important though, to keep it going. We gotta, especially these young kids, we gotta make them feel like, good job, buddy. Thanks for helping push. Like we gotta do that.
Did you guys see the little kid in the ghillie suit?
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
That was
awesome.
so awesome.
Yeah.
I call him the walking shrub.
I think that might have been a kid and his dad. If it wasn't
Yeah,
posted
kid and his
about-
dad.
His dad, that was the youngest kid that's ever played at our games before. The dad insisted, and he did reach out and we talked about it, and I think he was like 6.
7, I think.
Was it 7?
Seven.
He was
I think,
down there.
yeah, but like he probably was the youngest who ever played, and the dad's like, he's gonna be with me the whole time. Like, hey, whatever. Who am I to like stop a father-son moment? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I think the regulars at OXL.
are they?
Yeah. I
So
think they posted up something in the Jackal Facebook group about trying
Yeah,
to
that's-
get down an
that
ambush
was
for a day.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was them.
I think so.
Okay,
Okay,
so
yeah, I
cool.
saw that post too.
But yeah, like I said, that stuff's awesome. Like I said, that stuff to me anyway is very, very important. Like family time
Yep.
and the youth is very important to me. Like we have a lot of people that come to our stores, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the ones I'm most excited for are the parent bringing their kids, and we always try to talk their parents into playing too. Not for financial reasons, everyone says it like that, but seriously, it's like you're missing this opportunity to do this with your kid. Like, do it. Like, get it. Even if you're getting the sniper rifle, that dad can sit back. There used to be an 80-some-year-old man who played with his grandson in ambush, and he'd sit in the back of the sniper rifle. He's like, I'm hardly ever hitting anybody. Anyone's hardly ever hitting me, but I'm out there doing it with my grandson. Like those moments, for me anyway, are very important.
I've only gotten my dad to play airsoft, I think once.
Because you probably didn't call your hits.
No. No, because we played at Battlefield Airsoft when it was a place. It was an indoor field in
Okay.
Aston. And he played for my 14th birthday, and that was the last time he's ever played airsoft.
I would say the
with me.
first time someone plays should not be at
Don't think of a
Well,
striker for their first
Yeah,
time.
no, obviously. But yeah, it was at that time. It was fun. I knew everybody there. It was a pretty chill day either way. But it's just like that was the last time he played, and I'm 26 now. I'm like, I wish my dad would come out and play more, even on just a walk-on outdoor day. But
I tried to get my
It is
girl to
what it
play,
is.
but I guess she played with me at another field. But ever since then, she's like telling me, I'm really not interested. It's really not my thing. But she comes with me to camp, where we're doing like these camping sites. So she'll come with me to get out of the house a little bit more. So it's good for her to be out in New York for a little bit, and me too. So and that's just airsoft, but like the camping and the road trips. It's
just being active.
yeah, exactly. Just being out of
Hey,
the house.
my memories in airsoft, 25% of my memories in airsoft were actually playing the game. The other 75% were the hotel stays, the travel, and just being with your friends.
yeah,
So
Exactly.
the Havoc guys got an Airbnb for Apocalypse. That was the best time ever.
did this one have a hot tub?
No, it didn't.
Thank God.
No, it had a fireplace.
What's that?
And
Blazes did, one of our guys.
Had a hot tub?
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
so jealous. We're freezing our ass off in the tents in the car. I'm like, oh my God.
You could have at least, dude. I would have been that dude where I would have been like, look like I'm naked in the hot tub, sending you videos and pictures the whole time. That would have been me.
No, but the one guy has a black light. We went through the whole place.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
That's the reason
There
why.
was some funny shit. we
That
saw.
black light that Caden has, there's a reason why I did not rebuy that black light, because it sounded like a good idea at first. Like, do I really want to know this? Do I really want to see this? Because Caden's black light is seeing like stains from like 30 years ago. That's how bright that thing is. But
Yeah, there's some areas in that place.
Yeah.
And we're like, why? How
You're-
did that get there?
I'm sure your bed was extra blue
No, I
after.
was, no. I was on the couch first of all.
Well, anyway, speaking of finishing,
Probably a lot too.
All right, yeah. So if everyone wants to do, final thoughts on Apocalypse.
Okay.
start on this end.
Sweet. So the helicopter experience, I'm gonna go start there. It was a bit scary because I'm afraid of heights, but Nico was right behind me the entire time. when he was like hovering, I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Were
And
you
then-
guys? Were you guys?
Huh?
Did you guys tie your ponytails?
I was gonna say, did you guys tandem like skydiving for the helicopter ride?
Funny moment.
Did Nico? Did you? I didn't even ask. Did you record helicopter stuff?
I
You
did. I've
did.
been waiting for my guys to drop footage. Into
Okay.
the
But when we were up in the air, and like I saw everything, it was beautiful, but I was so scared at the same time. But I got used to it overall. Then I started blasting like, "This is my last moment to live," kind of thing. I started screaming and everything. You can hear me screaming in the video.
Oh god.
Oh, dude, it was nothing but profanity the entire time.
Oh my God.
I was just like flicking them off, like saying "fuck you, Patriots."
Yo, my gun broke literally midway.
I don't know.
Everything was beautiful.
That's yeah. Did you ever? I've had times where I was talking and I just pull my phone out of my pocket and it's like sending a text to my wife and it was recording like the last 5 minutes. I'm like, when did? Yeah.
I hope I didn't say anything too crazy.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna say one last thing before I move on to someone else. I'm gonna say for Command, Wolfpack and Randy, they were absolutely phenomenal for Command, and I would recommend.
I did hear a lot. The command on both sides, nothing but positive. I wasn't surprised with Steve and Ron. They've been doing command stuff for me for 10 years now. But Randy did a good job last year, and Joe's always done good. So like I did not hear anything negative about command on either side.
They did their
of that.
absolute hardest to make sure we were on, where we're supposed to be. They did all the hardest. I give them credit for that. So I would
Okay,
recommend
good.
that.
Yeah, good. Like I said, Joe and Randy are awesome people. So
Phenomenal.
I was with them
absolutely.
actually the entire day. Yeah, it was really fun to run the CP with them.
cool.
I was mostly just running coordination between the two squads that we were running, and then with whatever they were doing. They kind of just gave us carte blanche to.
It's always very hard as command to keep your teams on the field, but the
Right.
ones who do stay on the field make a huge impact
They
on the
do.
game.
Yeah, Havoc tried our hardest to stay on the field. The only times we would go off is to reload because we all died or whatever.
Well, obviously you have to go off for those things, but I'm saying it's the teams who go off the field for that hour or 2 hours. It's like, first off, half your older guys are probably not going to go back out then after you're off for that long. And the mistake ever is don't take your kit off ever, because once you take your kit off, it's so much harder to get it back on.
I'm
and go
actually
back
guilty
up.
for that. Like when we're at Castle, where we're just waiting or whatever, it would get my play carrier would be so heavy. I just take it off for like a couple of minutes and then I put it back on just to go. I guess
Watch this guy's videos on how to make your shit as light as possible that you don't have to take it off.
I am a
Because
ram
Yeah, my
weenie.
plate carrier is a nice medium weight.
I would never.
I have everything. I carry everything on my play carrier. It's like my book bag basically.
Every micro ounce counts. I
it
literally
does.
cut the tags off of my shirts, the strap
Because
buckles,
of you is why I
literally
ran
everything.
this at night.
Yes.
Was because of you always talking about weight.
Even if it's like 2
I just keep
pounds
adding shit to
throughout the course of a whole day, you'll
This is
2
a-
pounds, hell yeah.
Yeah.
This
I
is
need
a
that.
polymer gun from Navarre. I really rely on every event I go to, but this is all polymer, so it's a little lighter
Yep.
than the metal ones. But
Yep.
the only thing that makes it heavy is these attachments right here. But
Yeah.
pretty much, it's pretty light in the most part, so that, it's not that hard to carry.
Yeah, I feel like if you go to an event,
It's okay, my Mark 18 weighs about this.
if you go to an event and your stuff on your plate carrier you never use, remove it for the next event. You're just wait. It's like you said, those ounces add up over hours.
One thing I learned from backpacking videos, like don't pack your fears. Like, oh well, what if? Like, how likely are you to be in that situation where you might need that? Just leave it at home.
A good backpacking
The
tip if you ever
actual-
want to
No, that's
pack
a
a lot
one,
of gear
that's one.
is
The actual
your heaviest stuff is
tangos,
going to be
yeah.
towards
Yeah,
your
I
back.
have
The MSRs are
Nice
like
part.
$300.
The rest
Yep.
of it, lighter
Yeah, I have
stuff,
a safety
further
tango
out
on the
from
six.
your
From what I've seen in the
It's
Gun Gamers
probably
Productions
an
event,
MSR.
I've seen more people carry more book bags
It
over
looks
there than they
just
do
about
over
like that.
your events. I've noticed. So they carry a lot of book bags with their water because there's no breaks
Yeah.
in these kind
Yeah,
of
it's
events.
just
You got to
like
carry
water.
all food and water with you for the
Yeah,
full
that's what
event.
I've been
Mine doesn't have
practicing.
this on it.
Same here.
That's why I do all his
honestly.
events.
Yeah,
But
then it's an MSR.
I got to start doing that more with his
So that's
events.
what I have.
Yeah.
It gets more practice.
I mean, for Apocalypse 9, this is one of my favorite events because I don't even know which one it was years ago. It was the first like Milsim I ever went to when I was new to Airsoft. And I think I told this story before, but essentially I did the whole thing. I traveled, I got a hotel with my friend, went to the game, and it was all to get 1 kill. I went and I sniped 1 person.
Worth
I
it.
didn't even make a video out of it because, like, what are you going to do with that?
Well, I mean, did you have fun in general?
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly,
And
that's
that's what I was going to say.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, if you're gonna get into airsoft and you're like passionate about it, you gotta travel because that's how you're gonna meet new people. That's how you're gonna get the full experience. And
And I traveled down to North Carolina for the Thunderdome events. That was my first time really traveling for an airsoft game. Besides the Otherworld stuff's local traveling for me. and that was my first time driving 7 hours
Yeah.
Oh,
down
gosh.
there.
Yeah,
And
just-
it was so much fun.
Yeah,
just to
just-
play in a mall. That's all I wanted to
Yeah.
do, just to be able to go and say I played airsoft in an old mall.
Suck
it's
it
on
up.
my dream list to play.
Dude,
in
it's
the mall.
so cool.
I want to play at an abandoned nuclear power plant.
That's
at
a
some
Draco.
point.
There you
Come
go.
to Draco.
Draco's at abandoned nuclear power.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, GTI.
Wow. Okay.
And it's not abandoned; it's deactivated.
Deactivated? What's the
It was
difference?
never
Never
activated.
active. Never,
Yeah, like
never,
they didn't
never
process
saw
any fuel
nuclear.
there or anything.
Oh,
It
okay.
never
But,
went
like, all of
nuclear.
the pieces are
It's
in
just
place.
safe. I mean, like I said, it's safe to run over there without
Oh, yeah.
causing any radiation.
There's no,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
never went
There's
nuclear.
two. There's
I'm
there's
fine.
two.
Look how I turned
There's
out.
two
I'm sure.
rooms that are locked up that they're when they test it every year that have a high enough radiation that they don't want people in those rooms.
I figured.
There's only 2 rooms.
Yeah, I went next to it and grew a third nipple. It was bad.
I like it though.
I know. It's the only one that got pierced.
Mike, what are the Draco's events again?
Draco's in November.
November? Okay. And
Yeah, that was a good call, flip-flopping those this
Code
year.
Orange.
Yeah.
It'll be warmer then when we go down there,
Yeah.
and
It'll be a little
Orange.
warmer in
September.
Crescent and a
Too.
little
September.
cooler. In,
September.
Barn.
I think the Code
I
Orange
liked
too,
how-
so was
I
that
liked the
November
temperature
1st,
about
it was
it.
right?
November.
Like,
Yeah,
they
we
were
flipped.
bad.
We flipped those
For the-
2 events
I only
this
didn't
year.
like camping at
Because
night
that way you're
at
going down
Crescent.
south
It
and
got
it's colder
I
out
was
here.
in the bed of my
Gotcha.
truck
Okay. I gotcha.
in a -20
Oh.
sleeping bag.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
I
I'm
did
gonna
my
say this
best.
now, the
Rest
night
of
sky events are all my all-time favorite
Oh my
events
God,
you
hotel
host. You know, that's the first time
I
I
like
went
camping
to
when
the
I
other
can,
World
though.
production
Yeah,
events.
I'm
Night
with
Sky
you there.
camping,
So-
So Night Sky was like my all-time favorite event. And
Yeah, unfortunately,
Rocket Bus second
for
favorite.
that game though, both my EMR events last year took a huge hit in numbers. So hopefully we can get some numbers
Right.
back up for those games. It's not so much like I don't do this for money. The events and stuff, I do that as like my hobby part of airsoft. But it's hard to keep doing the things we do without enough money coming in to do them, like the tourniquets, the skirmish bands, all that stuff. So like we need players to come. So
That's why I
Getting
post-
another team up from New Jersey to go to Downfall this year. That
Yeah.
way they get the OWM experience.
Yeah,
If
like I
that
said,
happens, it's like 20 plus.
yeah, last year was an oddball year, so we can't really count stuff for last year. Even though I bitch about last year a lot, it's just the economy was so bad, people could not afford to travel. So like we had our local players come to the events, but it wasn't the people traveling from 3-4 states over like we normally have for those events. I mean, even Bad Blood last year at EMR numbers were cut in half. They had 400 where they normally have 800 to 1,000.
Oh jeez.
So like it's
I went to
know.
Bad Blood once, and there were 6 teams, and it was way too confusing because nobody wore the right camos. And
Did you shoot every team?
sure did.
And your own team?
Probably.
I went to
Probably.
I went to Bad Blood once. It was 87 to 90 degrees.
Yeah, that's
And
yeah.
I was spending more
Drink
time
water.
following the mobile CP to go respawn, and they didn't know where the hell they were going than I was actually playing, so I stopped playing for about halfway
Yeah,
through
the Bad
day.
Blood I went to, this guy was dehydrated in the first 10 minutes, and they had to stop it. But I have this old clip. I killed this guy, and he was wearing like woodland pants with a multicam shirt, and disaster.
We vend Bad Blood every year. We enjoy it. I'm friends with those guys. But like 2 years ago, it was that hot. I think the ambulance was there like 4 times for heat casualties.
Easily.
It was there, like they were putting a hold to that game, like for like every half an hour. Like it was
I
like
think that was the
Drink
one.
some
The one
goddamn
man.
water.
might have been.
Put some
Hydrate.
Well, the one
too.
kid who dehydrated had 4 layers on in 105 degrees.
What?
Yeah, he's like, well, I didn't want it to hurt too bad. It's like,
oh my
Get used
no.
to it.
Sweet summer
That's the
child.
whole point.
I'd rather hers. Oh my
yeah, I'd rather be lit up than
Yeah.
be dying.
The couple times you get shot over dehydration.
Yeah.
Oh.
My buddy flew out one time, and I always give him shit for this. It was like a 90+ degree day, and we're getting ready to go out, and he sets a Monster on the table. I'm like, dude, I will buy you a water Gatorade. Just don't.
Like I said,
Don't do it.
I need to
like I said
Yeah.
before, I only drink water. But if anything, if I were to go to like juice wise, I put a liquid IV in it.
Yep.
That's the only thing I do. But
Those liquid IVs are worth their weight in gold. That is why, like, I don't normally like fall into those things, but like, there's been times where I haven't felt good, and my wife would make me take one, and like within minutes, I feel like completely different.
If I can say my experience with me at this other event, it was a straight 12-hour event at this what was it, Penn Landing, whatever. It had like steep hills and everything. I was running up with the plate carrier and everything. I was leading my squad, and eventually my knees were starting to hurt. I was falling asleep while waiting, and I was dehydrated without me knowing. So some guy poured liquid IV in the back of my pouch, started drinking and drinking and drinking. Like a few minutes later, I'm like backing up again. So
Oh,
like
that
it's working
was
wonders.
actually crack.
Yeah.
I love those packets. You get one. It's like the perfect size for a bottle.
Those other ones that
Pricey.
they're not liquid IV, but they're like the pop rocks you take, and they're for like sickness and stuff. Those things are just as good as liquid IV. And we were at the Sportsman Show. I was taking them every day, and I think I was the only one that never got sick. Everyone else was sick from the Great Outdoor
I
Show.
took
didn't
one
get
and I
sick.
still got sick.
Oh, boy.
Huh?
I took one and I still got sick.
You got to take it every day. Every day.
Joke's on you.
You
I
were
didn't take
there.
anything.
You
I
were
got
there
it.
for a bazillion straight days.
I was there open to close every single day.
I know you were.
Any other final
Any
thoughts?
final thoughts?
I'm good.
I'm just glad that I was prepared enough to deal with the changing in temperatures and weather, and both my guns worked perfectly. I had no issues with my gear, my night vision. I changed all my batteries and all my stuff. Like I said in the podcast, so that I didn't get caught with my pants down with losing stuff not working. So
I say Apocalypse Night was definitely a great event. for
yeah,
the most
it was a
part.
good
It was.
first event of the year.
The whole helicopter scene. I mean, I was walking, I hear helicopter flying all over me. It just
Yeah,
gets
I
the
always like
adrenaline going.
I like
you know what
the helicopter effect.
It's
at
fun
night.
watching people
Apocalypse.
scatter in the buildings when the helicopter flies over.
It gets the adrenaline going too.
It's fun.
a
You always,
part.
I go out there and you look at the big castle and there's all these people fighting out. As soon as the helicopter comes, they all run into the building.
Well, here's the thing though. We gotta try to figure out how to get the Black Hawk to just circle for a couple
For
hours.
the whole game,
That would be so
so no
cool.
one can hear anything.
Yeah, I used a
After
helicopter
the
to take
helicopter went
shots.
away and I was trying to fly the drone, and I'm sitting there like, why is this going over? I was like, did Paul pay for another helicopter, man? I was sitting there for hours waiting.
Dude,
for
I
the
wish I could
helicopters
afford a
be done out
Black
of
Hawk
the
to
air.
come.
That'd be so cool.
They had like a medic plus on the doors. I think it was like a,
Yeah.
it was a medic
bird.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, if I could say my final thoughts was like just to go back to like the skirmish system, like we put a lot of faith in that system when we first heard about it and Brandon's awesome. And that was like, about a year and a half ago, we were one of their original investors into it. And there were hiccups and stuff and but it's expected, and now I think we finally have fine-tuned it and understand it and it worked great at Apocalypse, and I love seeing the people's reactions. Like, people kept coming off and checking the screen. They wanted to see the map and what was going on. I think that's a huge attribute to my games, and we're excited to see even how that evolves further. And I think thanks Skirmish, not just because they're sponsoring this video, but they're always available for us to help with problems and fix things. I mean, Brandon probably contacted me, or I contacted him probably 20 times during the event just to make sure stuff was going properly and stuff like that. So
Nice.
My girl likes the fact that she watches our the Skirmish app, so she'll go on, and while she's at home, I'm out here in Pennsylvania, and just looks at the live footage
Oh,
that's
that's
going
cool.
on.
just think, if you get your band programmed properly, she'll be able to watch if you're doing anything too
Sure, yeah.
at the game. So.
She enjoys it. It gives her something to do, so it's fun. I like Skirmish.
Alright.
Just gotta learn how to use it more. That's all.
All right, well, we'll end it here. Thank you all for watching. Aftermath video, whatever.
The newest episode, the greatest episode.
The greatest episode.
The great newest.
The greatest episode.
The latest and
Okay.
greatest.
Thank you for watching the greatest episode of Aftermath, post-Apocalypse 9, and thank you to our sponsor at Skirmish. Oh, Greg wants me to say call your hits.
Yes, there it is.